everybody. Come on in. It's just me today. I had a guest, but things happen. Life be happening. Life be lifing.
Life is life.
So we're gonna do our little random thoughts. Tonya's random thoughts. And if anybody knows me, I have lots of them.
Yeah. It's true.
Lots of them. It's a lot going on in the world. I think. I don't know. Is there? Maybe. Always. And it's an election year. Next year. I'm
Next.
going into hiding. Do not ask me. I do not know. No. It's going to be not good.
Do you think people want to be divisive just out of boredom? Like they don't know any other way to drum up conversation? Because especially election year, right? Especially
Yes,
election year, it's
they're
just like
waiting on it.
it's like politics is one of the things that you really probably shouldn't be talking about.
That part.
But then that's all people want to talk about.
That's all they want to talk about.
And
And
then
it's
it's
like
like,
you just want to argue.
Why do you want to? Yeah, you want to argue.
You do. You no. Because you're not going to change my mind. I can't change a racist's mind. So.
Right. Are we having a conversation or are we having a debate?
That part. And in the debate, no one wins. So what's the point? And at the end of the day, they're going to pick whatever president they want to be in office. So it's just, it has become, the journey for me was, oh, I'm so excited to vote to, and no, I'm not excited to vote at all.
You know, okay, first off, I'm not an American, so I'm just going to talk, okay? But the Vivek guy or Vivek or something, whatever the guy is.
Yeah.
So just scrolling on TikTok, when I wake up, just like anybody else does, right?
Yeah. Not
And
me.
I see him posting, or there's some kind of conversation, debate, or whatever. And long story short, he was talking about that he really wants that once you turn 18, that you have to take the civics test. Because basically you have to take the same test that an immigrant has to in order, because they obviously want the immigrant to know stuff about America.
Correct. They probably know more than we know. We live here.
And being Panamanian, one of the first things that I remember in my grade school life was going, wait, how do y'all not know any of this stuff?
That part.
And I just got here not too long ago.
Yeah.
And it blew my mind.
You
And
take
I was
it
like,
for granted.
oh, you guys have been here and you didn't even know this thing was a law? You didn't know the amendment? You didn't know? Like, how did you not? So he brought up a fair point. I'm not saying I'm for or whatever.
I got you.
Again, but he brought up a fair point where why don't we make 18-year-olds take that test before they can vote? Because what happens is we got a lot of people who are voting based off of TikTok.
No, seriously. Let's talk about the age of 18. And this is going to be probably a controversial subject because I used to think one way, but now that I'm older, I think differently.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, you're 18, you're grown. You're 18, you're grown. And now let's talk about at the age of 18. You just graduated high school.
Right.
You feel like you're grown.
Yeah.
And then somebody's like, what do you want to do the rest of your life?
Mm-hmm.
At 18, you expect me to know? And then let's say you pick something. Let's say, okay, I'm just going to pick it because, one, you want to get your parents off your back. You don't want to feel like a loser. You don't want to feel like you don't got nothing going on. You don't want to be a bum. So you decide, I'm going to go to college. Okay. You pick. You think. Again, we're only 18. Everybody just imagine where you were at 18. Did you really know? Are you that same person? I promise you, you're not.
No, not even close.
So you're 18. You decide this is what you think you want to do.
Right.
As you're going through college, you get into the field. You do your little what do you call it? Not case studies, but where you study. You go before you work, and you figure out
your
this
internship. Yeah.
You're in it. You're in the field working, and you figure out this ain't it.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I believe that age 18 to 23, you're trying to figure out, and for those people who go, well, I know so many people that didn't use their degree. Well, yeah, they were 18. They have the right to change their mind. Because you maneuver. You're like, this, I thought I wanted to be. Maybe I didn't want to be. That's what my dad wanted me to be.
Yeah.
So now I'm at the point where, you know what, this is not working. Let me try this. Let me try that. I am a sole believer on at any point in your life you can change your mind.
Yeah.
I am not one to Ah, well, what you go to? You were a nurse for like 12 years. Why you change your career? Maybe they were done with that.
Yeah.
It's a new book. It's a new chapter. So for me, I'm always, when I teach kids, I'm always trying to ask them, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
And I'm like, in the key and the joy about life is you can change your mind. You're
Yep.
going to mess up.
Yep.
They forget to tell 18-year-olds that it's going to happen. You're going to mess up. Hopefully you don't, but if you do, it's okay. Just get back up. Failure is not getting back up. Failure is not getting back up. You're going to change. You're going to change your hair color. You're going to change your wardrobe. You're going to change probably where you live. And some people may not. And if you are one of those persons that doesn't, good for you. You figured it out early.
Right.
Great.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yep.
But for the most of us, we're like, yeah, I'm not the same person I was at 18.
Well, and it's funny that you were talking about having a conversation about like what did you want to do and all that, because so I literally just had my oldest son, right, Dominic and I, we were at Culver's eating lunch, and I'm just, anytime we have some one-on-ones, every so often I start asking some questions and all that, and asking, first off, like, hey, why do you believe in Jesus? Do you actually believe? Do you have any questions about other religions or what? Like, just probing his brain, right? So went from that route, and then I was like, okay, let's go ahead and start talking about. I'm like, hey. If there's something that you want to do for a living and that you really love to do, if you could make it be both, what would you do, right? So again, thinking through those things. Then my last several questions were, what would you want to do to make an impact on the world? And it be linked to something you already like to do, naturally can do, or whatever the case may be. But the whole reason why I even say all this too is because, and I think this is probably what's not happening a whole lot with youth, and it might be getting better as time goes on. But I told him, because he kind of was like, I could see his face like, Dad, why are you asking me all these questions? Like, why?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to say? Because he's the first child.
Yeah.
So I was like, how do I please you, right?
Right.
And I was like, hey, I'm just letting you know, like, I'm making you think this way, because people don't think these ways. I was like, I'm talking to adults who don't think these things.
They have no clue.
And so when he was telling me, he's like, talking about like how I want to help the world, whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to collect toys for kids and give them kids. I was like, okay, give them to kids.
Start.
I was like, okay, cool. And then he's like, and then I want to feed everybody, and then I want to give them water. And I was like, well, okay, hang on. I'm like, I'm loving your heart.
Right.
I said, but imagine trying to clean your house.
Yep.
You got to do it one room at a time, son.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't do everything at the same time, right? Yep. But I told him, I said, but I love your heart. I said, now here are some questions that you got to ask yourself.
Yeah.
And then kind of went through the different questions. But I literally told him, I was like, I just want you to think this way. And I had great mentors, but I didn't have, I guess because of the way that guy wired me, I purposely was always hanging out with adults, and like I surrounded myself with that.
Of adults. Yeah.
Right. But I realized a lot of the people my same age didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I'm almost 40. Now they're closer in their 40s, and now they're starting to go, oh, well, maybe I didn't need to go to college to do this, or man, I wish I wouldn't be in debt right now because of.
And that's where, again, the new world. It is still. Does it still make sense to tell your kid to go to college if they don't want to, if they don't want to be in debt, if they can make another way? Like, are we doing it because everybody else does it? Are we saying go to college?
Yeah.
I'm not saying one way or another. I'm just saying, did you ask your kid what they want to do? Do we even care what the kid wants to do?
Not as long as you living under my house.
That part?
That's how people say it.
That part.
I remember that.
Is that still a thing?
No, it's becoming the opposite. Like every generation does.
Yeah.
Every generation gets a little bit softer, which, to some degree is good. Like you're not choke holding your kid no more.
Correct.
Thank you. Thank you for not doing that.
Yeah. I think sometimes with the education part, some people are being a little more wiser as far as like, do your undergrad at a community college first, then go to university.
Yes.
Make ways where you can get scholarships. If you just try to have a plan. That's the only thing you can do. If I feel like if you don't have a plan and you're just going to college just to go to college, and you're going to be in debt and you're not getting nothing out of it, I don't think you should do that.
Yeah.
I think you could go another route. School is not for everybody.
No. Well, and you got to think about how does that school teach?
That part.
Like, are they actually working with you? Because we homeschool. I actually, one of my coworkers who, they work remote. They live in Colorado, and so her and her daughter were up this past weekend. We had an event at our job, and I was talking to her daughter, and just
Mhm.
like, hey, what are you doing? This, that, and the other, whatever, woo woo. And she's like, yeah, I'm taking some online classes. I was like, oh, cool. I was like, well, wait,
Mhm.
aren't you in high school? She's like, yeah, but like I tried every math teacher out, and it never made sense the way that they said it.
Mhm.
And we found an online program,
There you go.
and it clicked.
There you go.
And I was like, oh, and you can still do that for a credit? And she's like, yeah, I'm actually able to do that, and I'm actually able to move on a little bit faster
That
now
part.
because I can do it.
That part. So you can like have your dream, those that are dreamers and creatives, you can do both. You don't necessarily have to be in the classroom.
Yeah.
You can do online, and that's wiser money wise. And it's just like the opportunities are so much, but there's so much that are we still tapping into it being so much? Or like are kids getting smarter? Are they more set up to succeed, or because it's so much set up, then no, I don't want to. I want to play.
Yeah, well, because we talk about that even as far as like even dance studio wise and stuff. Like do you not have good questions for the people that you bring in the studio because you're getting all of that information from
Correct.
Tonya? So you're
Right.
getting all of it, and you're like,
Right.
well, I don't
Already
know what
know the
else to
answer.
ask.
Right.
I don't know
You're
what else to talk about.
oversaturated with education, so then I don't know. Being from where you would think you would just eat it all up. I guess because we didn't have it,
But we
so
didn't. That's it.
we would eat it up. So
Right.
now that they have it, it's like the dog, the hunger
Yeah.
is not there because you're well fed.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's
So
fair
then
point.
you have to tap into the mentoring of kids differently now.
Yeah.
It's a smorgasbord of ideas of what to do. Well, TikTok shows me I don't have to do anything. I can just be an influencer. You know.
And so talk about influencer and kind of going based on the topic of settling for less, right?
Yeah.
Is that the new norm? Then you start kind of getting that where it's like, is that really the avenue that you want to do, or is it because the other stuff it takes too much work? Like, is everything else taking so much work now, and because of the degrees and this, that, and the other, that now you're at a point where you don't. Okay,
Water.
so you I got water.
Yeah,
I got water. So I'm gonna toss this to you, and then I'll go get you some water. But anyways, so the mindset of, do you feel like people are settling for less?
I'm so sorry.
You are struggling. I'm just
No,
gonna get it.
struggling.
But you understand what I'm asking though? About like so people are settling for less. Do you feel like, okay, because you're talking about like, hey, do they not want it? Do they not have that fight anymore because they're oversaturated? And I'm also asking, is it not wanted so much because they understand it takes a lot of work, and there's all these other options that don't take that much work?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. We might have to edit that part out. I think that even influencing takes a lot of work. I think no matter what you do, no matter what you do.
Yeah, I mean the grind, right? The creating, the editing, the doing that stuff like that does, but it's not. And because we come from physical disciplines of gymnastics and dancing and stuff like that, it's like, yeah, that is hard, and there is a different type of hard, but it's not the
But if
same.
I'm cute, I could just be myself.
Let me just say something so super polarizing and build my platform off that.
Well, I was told the new talent is no talent.
Oof.
And we got
Expand
a
on that.
little
Expand on that.
debate on that. And I'm just like, what do you mean? And it was like, well, just listen to the music content. Look at the movies. Look at the sitcoms. Look at the entertainment world. You don't have to be talented. The less talented you are, and the more entertaining.
Oh, okay. So personality over talent.
That part.
Got it.
Prettiness, attractiveness over talent. Like, to me, nobody in Hollywood is unattractive anymore.
You think?
Everybody's beautiful.
Well,
When that happen? Everybody has a great nose and a great body and a great hair.
well, that's true, but I think part of it too is that like it's also now they're hiring people. Now you can get a job of doing great makeup just for an Instagram reel.
Correct.
So, there's job opportunities at least,
Or
but I understand what you're saying.
If you are in Hollywood, and let me go into what I mean by Hollywood.
Yeah.
Meaning your superstars, your your wannabe A listers.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are some roles where if the role is a crackhead or if that role is that, yes, but like I'm looking at the award shows and I'm like, you mean to tell me everybody's beautiful?
Mm.
When you go on your feed, nah, you don't see too many. Something's wrong, like the eye or a nose or no, you don't. What does normal look like?
Okay, but would you say that because there's a bunch of ads now that I see of like regular sized people, or they kind of did the extreme and like,
See,
I'm gonna show you everybody who's
That part.
way overweight and say they're
That
beautiful.
part.
They are beautiful, but they're also very unhealthy,
correct,
and their lifespan is shortened up now.
correct.
Like I understand what you're saying on that aspect.
Yeah, I just remember back in the 80s, maybe two would be beautiful, maybe two. Like Cindy, it would be one Cindy Crawford,
Oh,
or
okay.
one Halle Berry.
Gotcha.
Now it's like the whole cast is beautiful.
It's like
You
the
know what I
cream
mean?
of the crop.
No,
Everybody.
seriously, like.
Yeah.
Like I want to see like those reality shows we watching. I love dating reality shows. I want to see Too Hot to Handle and like half the crew not be hot.
Kind of defeats the purpose of the show.
I know,
though.
but to some people, this is hot. Like you
Oh.
get what I'm saying?
Like the dad
make
bod.
it,
They
make
want-
it,
yeah,
like
yeah.
make it normal. Like make it a normal dating show.
I think they'd be way more entertaining
100%.
because it's like, oh,
Ooh, and you end up, and the girl ends up like in a regular guy, and it's like it gives a reality to it where it's like everybody ain't got a 6-pack, bro. Some people everybody in college ain't got the net and the.
just hit somebody. Hey, I know you ugly enough for this show.
No,
I'm telling you, bro. Like,
No, seriously.
you can get in on
like
there.
some person might have a gap. Some person might be a thug. Somebody might, and I'm not talking about to me, only and this is no chop to anybody. It seems like they let where's the bikers? Where's the really, really, really geeks are beautiful now on TV.
Yeah.
The nerds are like, but some of them are not that way. Like, where is the what is that show on CBS? The Big Boom Theory. Where are those guys in the reality dating app? Dating show. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
mix it up. Where we're just like, where's the Dennis Rodman? Put him in there.
Yeah.
Where it's just like somebody thinks he's hot. Does that make sense? What
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that makes
That's
sense.
what I mean. Like everybody doesn't have to be swim. It's like Sports Illustrated bikini swimsuit model. Swimsuit models are just all the reality shows. No, everybody doesn't look like Tyra Banks.
Yeah.
Like where are those girls who look normal and they still pulling?
Yeah.
I would like to see that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and I guess it also depends on what you're watching too, because like my wife's upstairs right now watching
Yeah.
Survivor.
Yeah, that's not a dating show though. I mean the dating.
Oh, okay.
I get those. I get the.
Oh, so you're not saying like they're not on there at all?
No. I'm talking about the Love Is Blind, the Married at First
Bachelorette.
Sight, the Bachelorette,
All
the
that stuff,
Golden Bachelor. Those shows.
Yeah.
I just want to see regular people.
Yeah.
For regular people, we get it. We get the Hollywood beauty super.
Right.
Yes, those people. But what about the people who, just regular?
Yeah.
Do they date or we not? We just screwed. The regular people. You gotta be beautiful to get it made, but that's not true.
No. Would you say, and obviously this is a broad stroke.
Yeah.
Would you say that more average looking people might have a better relationship than the hot people?
That's interesting.
When you have two really hot people?
Don't think so. I don't think it matters if it's two ugly people.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters if it's two average people, two rich people, two poor people. Humans are gonna do humans, and do we know how to love or not? I don't think that has nothing to do with what you look like.
Yeah.
It's just about the heart. It's a matter of the heart at that point.
Yeah.
And that's what I would love to see. Like, that would be a good show.
Yeah.
Let's see if it matters. Let's see if the two hot people have the same problems as the two not so hot people.
Oh. I'd actually be surprised
I
if
would
the
watch
show's not
that.
already like that.
We'll have to look. That would be interesting.
That would be interesting to see, because what is it? Pretty people problems, right?
Yeah.
You've heard that before, where it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, you got pretty people problems. Like,
Are they more superficial, the hot looking couple?
yeah,
Or they not? Or the ones that ain't got no money walking around superficial?
are the ones that don't look that well got a chip on their shoulder now?
Correct.
Like, do they walk around with a chip on their shoulder?
Are the people that have less money more abusive to each other, or the ones that have the money? Ooh, we might have a show. Might have to pitch that to what's that? Lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
To Lifetime. What else is going on? Music. The music is the music industry getting better or what? I don't know.
No.
No, it's not.
No.
I feel like
No.
I feel like projects or the icon albums, the thrillers, those
Yeah.
are gone.
I agree with you. Why
Yeah.
why do you like what are some things that you think that make them gone? Like why are they gone?
I don't know. I'm in my head. I figured like when Rihanna and Beyonce start coming around, I was like, but nobody else is getting in. They were like the only ones for a minute. Now you got your new ones. TikTok opened up that world of new people coming in, but it's like, yeah, but now everybody sounds the same.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and there's no great albums, and now we're just playing visuals.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, where is the music? And I don't know if that's the label. I don't know if that's what people like. And then you have the total opposite of that, which you have like a Sexy Red coming in, which is total opposite of glamour, and you're still making it. So it's just like, what are we doing? What are we do? Are they telling us what to like, or
yes. Yeah.
telling us what to like?
Yeah, I mean 100%. I mean that's always been the job of the radio, and I know somebody will be like, well, come on now, like ain't nobody really yes.
No, they
people are
force
still
the radio
listening to radio.
on it. They're gonna put what they want you to hear.
Every event, everything else. I mean, I'm thankful that when I DJ, I'm not given a set list of like these are the songs that you're gonna have to make sure you're having your rotation. So that's great. But yes, I would say it's being forced in a certain way, of course. But I think secondly though is when it comes to people creating music, I don't feel like, whether it's good sounding or not, I don't feel like the audience now has the patience to sit in it, because again, like you talked about visuals, like if I right now I've got some friends who are an artist, right? They drop a record, they've got 4 or 5 different Instagram reels that are being popping up, or TikTok, that are popping up because they're trying to push it, right? Which is cool, right? You see different things and you interact with it, and you get it gets catchy. The problem is that not everybody's actually listening to the whole song then, and I know that as a DJ, because everybody knows the TikTok. They know the TikTok portion.
Yeah, that's it, and then that's it.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
So I think the other side of things, especially with to where music's going, is and this kind of leads into something that I was talking to you on the porch about, is the content itself. Is the reason why I also don't think it's getting better is because the content's getting worse, and this isn't because of a Christian worldview type stuff or whatever. Right. It's just you're not talking about any reality of life at all. You're talking about this fake image of some sort, right? And what we were talking about is now you're not even living the stuff you're talking about,
right?
But you keep prescribing it, even though you off the mic are trying really hard to live opposite of what you just told me to do.
So give me an example. Let's go into that. Give me an example of what you mean. Like, I mean, we can bring up Michael Jackson. If you really listen to his music, you can see how his life was changed. Like in his music, he became more like the man in the mirror. Like like the music was like, leave me to dangerous to leave me alone. I was like, okay, he going through.
Yeah.
Like you can hear it. He wasn't rapping about a Tweedledee Rockin' Robin by the time he got to, like, it changed with him.
Yeah.
Are you saying that musicians, what do we even call them musicians? I guess a musician is somebody who plays an instrument. I'm going to say artist. Are you saying that their music doesn't reflect who they are?
Yeah. Yeah. I now, obviously, are there some that do? Yes. 100%. Right. So again, this is a broad stroke, but there are individuals, and the reason why I'm bringing it up is because being in the Christian sphere of artists that I'm in, there's an artist named D1, and
I know that guy.
And and I shared that with you, where while he was now, and again, this is just more so for the audience, so that they're like, oh, I want to at least give you some context, like I gave you some context, which is one, he's been viral many times.
Yes.
And not just in the Christian space. He's been viral many different times. He, because of his virality on one of his songs talking about paying Sally Mae back from this college stuff and all that, whatever, he ended up through all of that. I mean, his heart was already here, but through that, he's been speaking about financial literacy to people because how many artists are actually going to schools right now and actually helping the youth talk about financial. We never learned about money like that.
No.
So
you want them to keep the money. You don't want them to blow it.
Yeah.
But that's what's in the song.
And then invest. Yeah. And so that's the whole point. So he was on Sway
that's deep.
and talked, called out Meek Mills, Jim Jones, Rick Ross. Like and the thing is that
I saw Rick Ross got pretty upset about it. I was like, dude, you missed the whole point. You missed the whole point, bro.
Man, that was
if you're doing what you're doing, you ain't even have to that's not what he was saying. I got that. Like, if y'all need to go back and look in how Rick Ross got upset about that, I was just like, he was just saying do better. He wasn't saying you didn't do anything.
The thing is,
we need to do more. We do.
And Jim, I believe it was Jim Jones, was on radio with Sway and got heated.
Oh wow!
And Sway kept going like that's not what he was. Because the thing is that again,
you missed the whole point.
Sway understands. Like I could tell that he does. He has a much respect for biblical worldviews.
Yeah.
Okay. I can tell that. I'm not gonna say someone's a Christian or not Christian.
Right.
But right. But he actually has a relationship with D, and it wasn't just that one time of an interview. He's known about him, right?
Yeah.
So when he was kind of bringing it up and Jim was getting upset, he's like, "Whoa, hang on, that's not what he was talking about."
Man.
And man, all of a sudden he got heated, and I'm like, "That you're doing the same thing that Rick Ross did, which is y'all are out here acting immature and upset and want to go straight to violence and whatever and aggression." And it's just like, he's just calling the content. If you're for the content, here's my thought: if you're for the content. Then give me some good reasons behind it. Because if he's pushing back on the content and you're just saying, I could do whatever I want to do and, until you do this. Yeah. Okay, cool. But why do you think that's the best way of doing it?
Well, it doesn't make sense. And that where it's like, where is it coming from? So if I am in the community, helping the community, and that is what I do, and I'm trying to help the youth understand how to work with their money and how to save your money and how to get out. But then my music is saying, I'm about to rob. Make it make sense.
I'm about to go to the club.
Who are you? Yeah. Are you for the community or are you about robbing and blowing the cash? Or maybe they're both.
Nah, you can't be both.
Oh, can't serve two gods.
You can't be both. And again,
or are you doing it because your publicist said?
Yes, and that's kind of what we had talked about too. Like, and hey, if you're, just be honest. And so what I mean by this is,
you can't be honest in an artist. You can do it.
No. What I mean is be honest in this way is if you are creating content that just makes you money, then just say, hey, 100%. That's just why I'm doing it. I'm just doing it for the money.
I'm here for the loot.
Be honest.
I'm here for the loot.
Because will you lose some people? Yeah.
I'm not here for the community.
Most people.
Or the purpose.
Yes.
Well, you can tell by what they're rapping about if it's a purpose or not. I mean, that's how I take music. I'm listening to what you're saying in your. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I can tell by listening to Missy Elliott's purpose. Like, she's here to be different. Mm-hmm. She's here. She's about the lyric game. She's about being different and open and be creative as you want to. Don't put her in a box. I read that. Mm-hmm. But if I'm listening, when you go back and you listen to NWA, their purpose was a little different.
Yeah.
I used to think it was one way until I got older, and I was like, oh. They're just rapping about their life.
Right.
They're not praising it. They're rapping about what it is. Because we were oblivious. We didn't know anything. Like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, got it. And it's just, at the end of the day, it's just one of those situations where I take about it like this. If we're watching Terminator, right? And Arnold is the... Well, we know that Arnold isn't Terminator. It's just a character. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So right. I've taken it upon myself by watching movies that these artists are characters too. Yes. I just, and that way it doesn't faze me like what they're doing. You're just entertaining. None of that is real, and that's where people go wrong. You think that's how they ain't living their life. They're not living none of that. you won't know who they really are, except for the ones where the publicity
Yeah.
stunt is too. Let me go on ahead and
You know
show
what's funny
the
is
inside of my life.
you know what's funny is so you know that I do stuff in Grand Rapids, Michigan, right?
Yeah.
So I'm up there with the ministry, DJing a lot of stuff for
Mhm.
them. And there was a guy. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm just not gonna say his name.
Yeah.
So we're having a conversation, talk about music. Very, we just they're always just quick conversations anytime
Yeah.
I come up. And then he just straight up said, because I was asking about these different artists and stuff like that I listen to or that I'm spinning, because
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I know you vibing with the song, man. Like I can
Right.
see you. So I'm like, so do you like? Are these some songs that you would like listen to on your own or whatever? He's like, nah, man. And I was like, wow, what's up? He goes, nah, I gotta have more ratchet in my music.
Right.
And I was like,
That is real. People love ratchet music.
okay. And then I told him, I said, but wait a minute, you got a daughter now,
Don't
bro.
matter.
And he goes, I mean, like, I'm not gonna have her listen to it,
Yeah.
but
People have been loving ratchet music to Live Crew.
Hmm.
Just think about it. Like,
that's the throwback, yeah.
no, just think about how what it is. It's just not going anywhere. And again, it's like I don't fault in it. It's just, again, is it that's what people like? It has to be that's what people like.
But okay,
Cause who's buying the records?
no,
Somebody's buying the
no,
records.
no, no.
Somebody's looking at
Right,
Two Live
they're
Crew
running the
concerts be
streams.
sold out.
Yeah, I get it. It's
Two Live Crew, Google it.
here's
Luke.
so it kind of goes to, and I'll tie this into like relationships,
Oh, I
Where-
like talking about relationships.
where there has been, especially on social media, but there's always this like bad boy picture, right? Where they Hollywood, when I say they, just Hollywood media, people who are producing the content,
Yes.
they wrap up this character. If you're like this either standoffish guy or you look good, you're built and everything else, but like you ain't got time for somebody, and you making the girl chase for you, whatever, right? They turned this like you got to be this rough, tough person, right? Now we're light years different now at 2023, but that's how it was kind of coming up, where you got to be that. But then when the girls would get them,
Mm-hmm.
then you would only hear about how much of a jerk they are and
Mhm.
this, that, and the other. And it's like, well,
He was a bad boy.
Chica,
What you
the
thought?
whole time, his whole
Yeah.
persona was that.
Yeah.
Same thing for guys, for girls.
Yeah.
You want this baddie. You want her to,
What's a
you know,
baddie?
I would say not only very sexually appeasing to the eyes,
Yeah.
but willing to physically go outside of the constraints of marriage.
Okay, I got you.
So,
A baddie. Okay.
so that, it's about, I want this baddie and this, but it's like, yeah, you might, but you don't want to marry her because you don't like how high her body count is.
Is that what that is?
Oh yeah.
It depends on who it is. I think on the tier, they don't care. Cardi B got a whole husband, Migos. She got a high body count. She was a whole worker.
She also got a whole lot of money.
She didn't at first. I'm just saying. Did he come after she got famous, or it was at the same time?
I thought it was after.
Oh, I thought it was same. I don't know. But
I
saying
thought she was
at
coming
the end
up.
of the day,
I could
that's
be wrong,
fine.
but I thought she was coming up.
That's fine. But she a baddie.
Yeah.
She married with a whole husband.
But I feel like if you were to ask an average guy or an average girl,
Oh yeah, no, that's
if you
different.
if we were about to go to
Got you.
the
We just
mall,
talking
go
about
down to
normal
Walmart,
people.
whatever,
Okay,
and be like,
average.
hey,
Okay.
do you want
Workers.
somebody who been with like one to nobody, or
Men
somebody
really
who been
do
like
that?
50? No,
Men no.
nobody says that.
I was finna say no one. No, and who's telling that?
No,
count?
no. That's the thing. There's been that conversation.
Really.
Yeah.
So you're gonna judge somebody on her body count, and we're not talking about they killed somebody. We're talking about who they had.
Right.
Okay.
But it's not okay.
What does it matter?
It's not that it okay. There's-
I'm asking, man. Y'all need to stop. If that is what's
No.
going on, y'all need to stop with the body counts. Just stop.
Okay. It is not that you are a lesser value of a human being.
Oh, okay. Then what is it?
Okay. It's not that by any
Okay.
means. For again, broad stroking here.
Yes.
For a person to have a high body count in there, you have thoughts in your head of, well, what had they possibly obtained that nobody knew about, that they didn't go get tested about? Because I promise there's not a lot of people who go out here, run it up, and then go, you know what? I'm going to make sure I go take a test to make sure I'm not doing good.
Okay, you're talking about for health reasons.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
So,
are we talking about 20-year-olds or people are like, that's upper? Because let's be honest. If you're in your 40s, bro, you can't be judging nobody on their body count. You're in their 40s.
But here's the thing, though. I'm going to be concerned if you're in your 40s and you're still running up numbers.
Yeah, nobody's okay. I didn't think that was a thing that people were running up numbers, but
well, they're like the artists.
I'm oblivious to it. I'm like, wait.
They're living out the artists that they listen to.
Oh, now I see.
Going back into the context of
we're listening to that music.
The artist is saying, I can be whoever I want.
So basically groupies. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I guess.
Okay, back in the day. Now I'm following.
Yeah,
I wasn't understanding. Gotcha. Okay.
But essentially,
but groupies trying to level up.
They're just trying to get status.
That part.
Right.
That's the game.
Right.
And the men know the game. So, oh well.
But if you're and if you're
they all playing their role.
But if you're not, if your desire is not to have one spouse for the rest of your life,
yeah,
then by all means continue on.
Yeah.
I got some other reasons, health being one of them, that I'd be more concerned about. But by all means, go ahead. But what I'm saying, is that there are people who are trying to say that this is what they want, this is how they're going to live, this is what they're going to do, and yet technically at the end of the day, but they're like, nah, but I would never marry a girl like that, or I would never marry a guy like that.
They're being just like the artists are being.
They're living a different life. They're being hypocritical, and they're not wanting to be honest about it.
So are you saying that the baddie thinks she's going to get married, and the dude is like, I'll be with you, but I ain't marrying you?
Then this is what we say in the church world too. How you get them is how you got to keep them.
100%.
So if the way somebody got someone was about being promiscuous and you know spending all this money and all that, this and the other. Now, back to your point earlier, can you change over time? Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. But not everybody is good with change. Yeah. And so you have to get to a certain point of maturity in life. Yeah. Not life as an age, but life as in like experiences and understanding. Yeah. Not to get to the point where you go, you know what? Yeah, I agree with you. We got into it like this, but nah, this probably isn't that good.
That part.
Now we're talking and
yes.
Oh, you got hurt. I got hurt during that process too. Oh, you right. So anyways, I have no idea how we got there, but I
don't either.
It was about the facade.
It's random. I'm telling you, random thoughts. My random thoughts is just relationships, relationships all the way across the board. Humans, I don't know. Like, I'm looking at, do people even believe in marriage anymore? Do we know what it is? What is it not?
No,
is it sacred anymore? Like, I'm looking at the greats. Like I just make this post the other day of how the greats, take anybody you think is like great at what they do. Mm-hmm. I think we forget that they get disappointed and make mistakes, huge mistakes. Right. Where it's just like I was just thinking about Will Smith, and like he is just iconic to me. Yeah. You know, a good guy that we know of. We don't know what's in the closet, of course, but doing his acting thing, doing the right roles, and then you have his wife just making him look like a fool. And it's like, how? It's Will Smith, the highest paying. What? And then I look at him, I'm like, yeah, it's gonna happen to me too. Like it's just like,
I get it.
Dang.
Yeah. No,
all the money.
I agree.
And you what?
At the end of the day, we're all human.
At the end of the day,
we're all human.
At the end of the day, and I think me being an average person, for some reason, I think celebrities don't have those problems. Like rich people don't have those problems. Yeah, they just don't. Like, what do you? Why would you mess up? You have nothing to want for. Right. All you gotta do is love that man, and you can't do that. Yeah. What? Yeah. Are we bored? Do we get bored? Again, going back to what is, I guess marriage is subjective. I guess at this point. Yeah.
So again, the theme today is settling for less, right? Is that the new goal?
I think so. It's easier. Less work. Nobody wants to work anymore.
Yeah.
Not nobody. There's a few that want to work, and it is going to take work every day. Work. Relationships or work.
So-
Work.
So we should have probably said this at the beginning. So with it being settle for less is that new goal, and you're saying yes. So normally, if you hear somebody say, you're settling for less, means it's below average. It's not as good. You're worth so much more than what you have.
That's
right?
not what I mean. by
What?
that.
So can you define what you mean?
I'm saying if there is let's lay out. I'm a Matrix fanatic.
Yeah.
The red pill is you get what you get your goal, you get your dream.
Right.
Not saying it's gonna come free. You're gonna have to work for it, but that is the pill you take.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get to that dream. Then you have the blue pill. Again, if you know the Matrix, you know where I'm going with this. The blue pill is you go back to La La Land, you sail through,
Right.
everything's easy, everything is given to you. You might not get the love that you want, but it's stability,
Right.
and you're coasting through. I'm
Mm.
telling you, I think nowadays humans are going to take the blue pill.
Mm-hmm.
It's coasting through. I'm used to spectating on my phone. I'd rather watch other people succeed because I think I can't do that. I can't do that.
Yeah.
So I'd rather be a spectator. This is why the concerts can get away with $400 tickets when you could just go see somebody else who's just as good as Taylor Swift at the local bar,
Oh my gosh.
right?
That's something I'm way more passionate about right there.
It's what I'm saying. Where you rather do that than to go in your local community and they're just as good because they have trained us to be. Netflix is booming. Binge watching
Right.
is booming right now instead
Yeah.
of going out and let's sit around the bonfire and talk
Yeah.
and make our own. Well, I will say I do like Tubi now.
What's Tubi?
Tubi. I don't. Maybe that's in the black culture. It's a streaming thing that has crazy off the wall movies,
Mm-hmm.
and we love it and it's funny.
What do you mean by off the wall?
Like we can make a movie and get it on Tubi. Like when
like
you're
independent
watching,
film?
not
stuff,
even
or-
independent. No. Help me out, y'all. Let's say we're filming and you are the character, and in 2 seconds they cut and it's a total different guy, but it's pretending like it's you. Tubi. It is a thing that people watch, and we be like, man, them Tubi movies are off the chain. Like literally, it'll cut to another scene. You be like, girl, her hair was blonde, and the first thing now is black.
Oh, okay.
I guess low budget. I don't even want to say low budget. It just seems like anybody could put a movie in there, and it is a thing. Like people watch Tubi movies.
So it's like it almost sounds kind of like YouTube in a way, but for movies or for
Maybe.
TV shows and stuff. What I mean is YouTube isn't like anybody can put something up there and.
No, it's legit movies, but it's not.
But they don't got a good editor.
No.
That's what you're saying.
And that maybe the actor quit and you had to get another actor.
The budget ran up.
The doubles are not looking the same. The fight scenes don't make sense. The plot doesn't make sense. But people enjoy these movies and it is a thing. And I'm like, I'm going to watch a Tubi movie tonight because it's funny.
Wow.
It's entertaining.
Yeah.
Again, we're into I want to be entertained. I want to be entertained.
Yeah, but I get it being a spectator versus
I don't.
a creator. No, I mean I get it in the sense of like because all you're doing is consuming
it's
and you're
easy.
being given stuff to
Yes.
consume.
And I have to be you can get caught in that whirlwind of I can't do it because they do it so much better. And it's like before this podcast, I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
We were like, no, let's just do it.
No,
Just
that's why
do
I was
it.
like, hey, we're already
We're
here.
just gonna do
all
it.
right,
Let's just
go.
do it. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Like, because it'll keep you from doing it.
Yep.
It'll stop you and it's like, and I'm hearing more and more people go, I'm unplugging. You see it more and more. I'm gonna go off Facebook. I'll see y'all in a minute. I'm gonna go off Facebook.
Which I think, guys, if you do that, just stop. Just get off. The people who do life with you, they'll still know that you're around.
To know that, oh, please don't go off. Is that what they
No. I mean, I don't I try to be optimistic, right? I'm a natural born hater with
Yes,
love and grace. So
that part.
so I try to be optimistic.
Yeah, you need the haters.
But I think I think sometimes people do that because it's kind of like, hey guys, I'm on a diet. It's, okay, how about I just see this in like 7 months?
You don't have to tell me.
Let me let me look at you and be like, hey, them pants a little different. Hey,
Yeah.
homie, the shirt. Are you buying shorter, smaller shirts? No, I've been in the gym. Oh,
Right.
cool. Like, let me just see that
Yeah.
progress. Don't tell me about it. But like, as far as like, I'm gonna unplug, but I'm gonna let you guys know about it. I think here's why I also think it's also even more dumb, is because then you are alluding, not everybody, but sometimes people set it up and they allude it as if they're going through some things, and I'm like, the people in your life, if you do life with people, if you're in community, this is why. Listen, however you guys believe, don't believe, whatever, I can say as a Christian man in a Christian community, who have people who I can actually link up with and they're there with me, I don't have to post on my IG feed, man, life's just been blah, 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 and just firing off there. Guess what? I got a person, a human being that I can actually call up and text.
Though. No one has those. The connection is the social media.
Yeah.
That's what's
and I'm not
scary.
saying that the only way you can do it is through Jesus, although I would pray for everybody here too. But that's just my thought. But back to
everybody's alone.
Yeah, are we switching subject then? Because I was going to make a bounce back.
Bounce back. Go ahead. I was just commenting.
But you're talking about people unplugging, trying to get away from entertainment, trying to detox from, which is true. Detoxing is true.
It is.
Yeah.
And again, you have to change the algorithm. You have to change it.
Oh my gosh, please.
I do it all the time. I'm like, I'm purposely about to hit, educational. I'm about to hit. You have to be careful. As soon as you stop,
yes,
it's like that's what they like, and then they're gonna bombard you. No, you can control what comes on your feed. I promise you can. It is a thing. So if you want the positive stuff to come on your feed, literally seek that out and stay on it. And then boom.
On it.
My once I got whiffed of that, I love social media now.
I'm
just like all the stuff.
That's such a good take.
You want to know what finances are? Start typing in finance literacy. I promise you, they're gonna hit you up with Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
You can use it in a good way.
This is why when people talk about like, social media is so negative and this, that, I'm like, mine's not.
Mine ain't either.
Mine's not.
It's what you're searching out.
Because of algorithms and stuff like that, I'll see a video.
Yeah.
And then I'll go, oh, that's what's going on? That sucks.
Yep. Yeah.
and
keep it moving.
Yeah.
But if you stay on it, it's gonna load you up with every baller alert, gossip, tea, blah 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 blah. So it's feeding you what you want.
And this is my issue when somebody talks about that, like, if it's 2023, you do not have an excuse as to why you can't overcome something.
That part.
You have too many. If you live in America, you have any kind of cellular device, right, alone. Yeah. You have more resources.
No, seriously.
Than a lot of the world.
Juju, which means Google, it's your new mom. You don't call your mom. Nope. You be like, this Google it, this Juju it.
Yeah.
Figure it out. I'm always fact checking. But I do have a question.
Yep.
Okay, we about to get deep just a little bit in the last few minutes.
Okay.
So, let's say you are a person that is struggling with life. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily, I'm saying you broke, but you just mentally, it's just, But you don't believe in God. And you don't believe in therapy. And you don't have a best friend that you talk to.
Good Lord.
And you don't, right?
Yeah, I feel bad right now for this person.
Right? So it's like, what do you do?
That's a great question.
I'm gonna say that one more time. There's no savior.
Yeah.
There's no please Jesus pray. There is no praying. There is no whatever religion. Just no religion. Mm-hmm. Okay. But when it comes to therapy, because a lot of people think I don't believe in that. That ain't nothing. Yeah. That's just a scam.
Right. Yeah.
So you don't have a savior to believe in. You don't believe in therapy, and you don't really listen to people.
Yeah.
You don't have that one person you can confide in. And you actually, I'm talking because at some point you got to listen to somebody. At some point, as a human, nobody was built to be on this earth just to self navigate.
Yeah. If you want to get out of it,
so you think?
I don't think
people.
I don't think this person wants to give out.
They want to sit in their misery.
I think so.
That is called
yes.
That's called sadistic, isn't it? Or one of them. One of them is a pain giver. One of them likes the pain. I don't know which one it is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so to have somebody have absolutely no sorts of resources, no, you want that.
Yeah.
In my opinion, because you're asking my opinion, in my opinion, you now have foregone your rights to complain.
That part.
Like you are.
Where are you going to get the help from?
It'd be like somebody saying, I want to go outside and tan, and be like, oh, it's so hot, I'm so miserable. You wanted to go outside and tan.
Yeah.
You cannot complain about how hot it is.
Right.
So it's like that's the most like basic way that
there is no help.
I can go, no, you can't. You won't, like not from you just set me up like with this impossible task.
I was just asking because I know that there's people like that.
No.
What do you mean to tell me you? And I'm asking, like, I'm like, so, pray to your God.
How about
I
that?
don't believe in God. Well, then get a therapist. I don't believe in therapists. Well,
how about you keep rolling the way that you are, but then you have no voice into my life. Then, if I'm doing something or trying to do something.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to do something.
Yeah.
Even if you think it's wrong. Yeah. You haven't moved. Person. You're sitting there, so you can't talk about where I'm going when you're not going anywhere.
America, you have to have one of three things to help you navigate. You have to have either that best friend, not a old dog, for menace to society. Not that. I'm talking about somebody who has wisdom.
Yeah.
Or your God, or a therapist, or all three.
Beneficial to be three.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I promise you, life will navigate a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have none of that, bro.
Yeah.
I can't imagine not going, Jose, pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Life is lifing right now.
Yeah.
Just sometimes venting.
Right.
Helps. And be like, are you ready to listen? Yes, I'm ready to listen now.
Yeah.
You need that other set of eyes because sometimes they can see things you can't see.
Yep.
It's like a dark tunnel. You can't see because you got your blinders on.
Yeah.
So you have to trust, and I get it. And I get that trusting people is, I get it. Trusting people is hard to do.
Yeah.
But I promise you there's somebody out there.
Yeah.
That you can trust. You just have to, I guess you have to seek the help. I guess that's what it is.
You can't.
Like you said, you don't want the help.
You can't help somebody that doesn't want help. And that's the hardest part for someone like you.
Yeah.
Okay? Someone like you who you have that heart of, as soon as someone says they have some kind of problem, right? We always thinking like, okay, cool. What do we need to do? What's the timeline? What are your resources? How can we get your resources? Right?
Yeah.
When someone says, hey, I have a problem, but they turn you down on everything you say, we then very naturally go,
okay.
Go.
Yep.
Don't tell me about it.
Yep.
And just, sucks to sucks. Like, I don't know what else to say like on that.
Because I'm trying to help, and that you're like, no, okay, well, I'm just gonna at that point I'm just a listening soundboard.
This is now if I know of a person like this, then what I can do as an outsider looking in. Maybe I'm the friend that I want them to acknowledge me as somebody who can help them, but they don't acknowledge any help or whatever. Then my job from my worldview is I'm gonna pray for them.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I can't do nothing. I'm gonna pray for them.
Yeah.
I don't mind answering the phone if you're gonna complain. Like, okay, I answer the phone, but I will cut you off because I gotta have boundaries in my own life.
Yeah.
So now it goes back to what I was saying earlier. Then you don't have a right to complain.
Yeah.
Because if every time you complain and I can't say nothing, you have told me my place in your life is to not have a place in your life.
I'm just a soundboard.
I'm just here. So if I'm just here, then let me not be here anymore.
Yeah.
Allow me the ability to not talk to you and you not feel bad about it. Right.
Correct.
So all I can do as an outside person is pray for them, hope for the best.
Yeah.
And whenever they are ready, still be there.
Yeah.
I ain't God though,
Yeah.
because eventually I won't be there.
That part.
He'll still be there.
That
I
part.
won't be there no more.
That part.
Because my boundaries
part.
and my life
Yeah.
has got to keep on moving.
And I realized that people have Jesus complex.
Oh, on the other side,
You're supposed to ask me what that means.
Yes.
They
Okay.
don't
What
know
is?
that means.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Tanya, can you please
Okay,
tell the
I
audience
will.
what
For
Jesus
me, when I
complex
say Jesus complex, you have people who want to save. They want to be people's saviors.
Yeah.
You're not Jesus.
Yeah.
You can't. You're in the way. Move, so Jesus can do His work.
Yeah.
But they should look to me. God's a jealous God. No. They gonna have to hit so they could be like, God, boom. You're not God. You can't save them. You can only assist. But there are some people who are literally, that is their mission, is to save. They want to be the person to save their life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. You got to move out the way.
Yeah.
The reason why they're not doing what I don't understand what I'm doing isn't helping, because you're trying to be Jesus.
Yeah.
It only works. They have to hit it, and it's a choice. He ain't gonna make you choose them.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to hit a wall,
Yeah.
or the floor, or something,
Right.
where they're gonna be like, God, I don't know what to do. That's what He was waiting on.
Yeah.
Now you understand. This don't work without me.
Yeah.
Don't work without me at the end of the day. And everybody gets to that point, I think, eventually in their own way.
Yep.
And I try to tell, when I'm helping my friends talk through things, and if I see my friend like being in their Jesus complex, I'll just say, you trying to be Jesus. And they'll be like, what do you mean? I go, you're not their savior. And it's just like, it's like eye-opening for them. I go, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I am. No, you're trying to be, and that's why it's not working.
Yeah.
Move out the way. Let them hit. You're going to have to. I get it. I get that it's hard to let your loved ones hit the floor.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes they have to.
Mm-hmm. So, okay. So to kind of wrap up this whole conversation about settling for less and all that, what would you say, or if I could just pose this question to pull it all together, what would you say to somebody, because what we're talking about when we talk about settling for less is not necessarily not working anymore, but understanding that you might be overworking for things that aren't really that important,
right,
or that necessary. So what would you say to somebody who is tuned in, listens to all this stuff, and go, okay, you're telling me to chill out, stop taking the world on my shoulders, stop allowing myself to feed negativity into my own life, right? And to understand that there are different seasons in your life, right?
Yeah.
How would you tie that all together to somebody and just kind of give them that release of the whole, especially the seasons part of it? Because from the very beginning of the conversation, talking about the 18-year-old transitioning and all that. So go ahead.
So life is a journey. It just is. And you just have to be prepared, like the mountains and the hills. It's up and it's down, and it's up and it's down. And you just have to know what you want your purpose to be. And that is hard sometimes. It's then you find yourself fighting yourself. Like, am I changing? What's going on? Do I not like that anymore? How do I maneuver? Am I gonna lose this? It's like shedding the snake skin. It's like shedding the snake skin. And sometimes you gotta leave people behind, but you don't want to. But you like, but the prize is there, and they don't want to go. So if I don't do my prize, then I'm stuck back here. So you have to keep focus on what it is your purpose is. Is your purpose family? Is your purpose community? Is your purpose God? Is your purpose? And it's just, I think some people, it stays the same. Some, it might change. And you just have to be true to yourself. I think being true to yourself is how you not settle for less. And if it is settling for less and you love it, hey, some people just want to be hippies and fish. I'm here for it. Peace. I don't want no problems. Nope. I don't, used to, oh, I want to go out all the time. I don't. I was sitting on the porch. You sitting on the porch? I was like, sitting in the sun. Just, it's different now. I'm all about, I just want to listen to these birds chirp. That's it. I just want to, so I just think that don't be afraid to dream big. I think a lot of people are. because you're gonna hear that. Well, you can't. And you can't. You don't know how you're gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody asked you that. Say that. Let them dream, and then help them get there. I'm always like, how you gonna? I'm never the one that's gonna say how you gonna do that. I'm like, how we gonna do that?
How? Yeah. Yeah.
What do we need? How can I help? Do you need resources? I'm already typing in. Okay, I'm sending you links. This is what we need to do.
Yeah.
So,
That's
know
good.
what you want. Know what you want. New kids, we're out.
That's good. Is that how we closing out?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. It's random thoughts today.
Can you go ahead and tell people about Lou Kids?
Lou Kids.
'Cause not
Oh, it's
everybody
my
knows.
baby. I thought of it like 4 years ago, and I remember this group called Team 11.
Yeah.
In St. Louis, and I was like, man, we need to bring that back.
Yeah.
We need to bring, and my competition kids I could see they were like getting burnt out, just always dancing to compete, and it was just like, I wanted to give them something where they didn't have to compete and give back to the community.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna create a group of kids that is not about the trophy. No matter how big, no small. If a community person needs us to come in, I want these kids to be like kid celebrities. I want other kids to look up to them, and we're going to go in the community. No matter who asks, we're going to go, and we're going to perform. We're going to talk. We're going to say what we do, and I'm going to help them speak, and so that's the Lou Kids. And it's just a little volunteer group of kids who go into community and try to be positive. Because, you're hearing kids are just teenagers, and we've been doing it for 5 years. And if anybody needs a group of kids to come out and be positive, hit me up. That's what we do.
That's good.
Yeah. Thanks,
good.
guys.
All right, y'all. Peace.